Some surnames evoke castles, history, and tradition, linked to noble lineages or aristocratic dynasties from past eras that still endure among the Hispanic population. Through patronymic inheritance, find out if your surname is part of this selected list of 50 surnames that originated in noble houses, kingdoms, duchies, counties, or lordships, which later spread to other houses, becoming common surnames that are now part of our cultural identity. Abarca, a lineage linked to Sancho Abarca, king of Pamplona and count of Aragon, from the 10th century with a toponymic etymology and also associated with the term abarca, which was a type of traditional footwear. Aguilar, a noble lineage of toponymic origin from the Latin aquilare, which means place of eagles. Alvarez de Toledo, a noble house in Castile since the 12th century. Fernando Alvarez de Toledo, the third Duke of Alba, was one of its representatives. Aragon, a toponymic surname linked to the crown of Aragon, was borne by numerous princes and medieval nobles. Austria, the Castilian term used to refer to the House of Habsburg in its Spanish branch. The kings, called Austrias, belonged to this dynasty. Ayala, a lineage originating from Alava, was linked to court and diplomatic positions. Pedro López de Ayala, the Grand Chancellor of Castile, was from there. Bazan, a Navarrese Castilian lineage of high nobility. Álvaro de Bazan, Marquis of Santa Cruz, was a great admiral of the Spanish monarchy. Bobadilla, a Castilian Andalusian lineage whose members were governors in overseas territories during the era of the viceroyalties. Bourbon, a royal lineage of French origin that became the ruling dynasty in Spain starting with Philip. Most of the kings of Spain have belonged to the House of Bourbon. Cabrera, a Catalan Aragonese lineage with its own countly house. The Counts of Cabrera were prominent lords in medieval Catalonia. Cardona, a historic Catalan Aragonese house of the highest nobility, linked to a duchy and territorial power. Carrillo, a Castilian lineage with a presence in the high ecclesiastical and noble hierarchy. Carvajal, a lineage of Castilian and Extremaduran nobility. It is linked to the Marquises of San Carlos and Dukes of Abrante. Castro. Several medieval counts and lords of great influence belong to the Castro lineage, from the Latin castrum, meaning the fortress. Colon, a noble lineage that descends from Christopher Columbus through the Dukes of Veragua. De la Cerda, a lineage of royal ancestry, descended from Alfonso X through his son Fernando de la Cerda and extended to the Duchy of Medinaceli. Enriquez, a lineage of royal origin, illegitimate branch of the House of Castile, gave rise to the Admirals of Castile. Errol, a Catalan lineage of toponymic etymology of feudal nobility, associated with territories in the Pyrenees. Fernandez de Córdoba, a Castilian Andalusian lineage that gave rise to several ducal houses, such as Cesar or Cabra. Fernandez de Híjar. The House of Híjar is one of the great Aragonese noble houses and gave rise to the Dukes of Híjar and other titles. Figueroa, a Galician Castilian lineage related to other great noble houses, such as that of the Dukes of Feria. Fitz-James Stewart, a British Jacobite lineage, incorporated into the Spanish nobility and merged with the House of Alba. Funes, a noble lineage that often appears joined with other surnames of the high Aragonese nobility, such as Fernandez de Híjar. Guzman. From this Castilian Andalusian lineage comes the House of Medina Sidonia, one of the oldest ducal houses in Spain. Aro, a lineage of toponymic etymology linked to the lords of Vizcaya and the high Castilian nobility. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell to remind you when there's a new video. Subscribe. Lara, one of the oldest and most influential lineages of the medieval Castilian nobility, which played a major role in the political struggles of the 12th and 13th centuries. Lazo de la Vega, a Castilian lineage that gave rise to various noble titles. Garcilaso de la Vega, a Renaissance poet, belonged to this lineage. Luna, a Castilian Aragonese lineage. Alvaro de Luna, Constable of Castile, was one of the most powerful figures of his time. Manrique, a Castilian lineage of the high nobility, especially influential in the 14th and 15th centuries. Mendoza, integrated into the high nobility of the Kingdom of Castile. Íñigo López de Mendoza, Marquis of Santillana, is one of its most famous members. Meneses, a Portuguese and Castilian lineage, which appears in marital unions among houses of high nobility. Moncada, a Catalan Aragonese lineage that achieved marquisities and viceroyal positions. The Marquises of Aitona belong to the House of Moncada. Moscoso, a Galician lineage with a strong presence in historic count houses, such as the Counts of Altamira. Osorio, a Leonese Castilian lineage, present in counties and lordships, such as the Counts of Lemos. Pimentel, a very influential Castilian noble house to which the Counts belonged, later Dukes of Benavente. Ponce de Leon, a lineage of Leonese origin that spread throughout Andalusia, closely linked to the Duchy of Arcos. Portocarrero. Members of this noble house were viceroys and held high positions in the Spanish monarchy. Geralt? This lineage was part of the feudal nobility of the Principality of Catalonia and remained relevant in the modern era. Quiñones, a lineage of great importance in the nobility of the Kingdom of Leon, and after that in Castile. Requesens, a Catalan lineage that provided high-ranking military officers to the crown. Luis de Requesens was governor of the Spanish Netherlands. Sandoval, a Castilian lineage with a strong presence at the Habsburg court. Sarmiento. This Castilian Leonese lineage participated in the colonization of America and in imperial administration. Silva, a Portuguese and Castilian lineage that appears merged with several Spanish noble houses of ducal rank. Sotomayor. This high nobility surname is associated with important lordships in Galicia and Portugal. Teles, a patronymic surname, combined with Giron to form the powerful house of the Dukes of Osuna. Tobar. Castilian lineage with lordships and minor titles, which were later integrated into other surnames and noble compounds. Trastamara, a royal dynasty of Castilian Leonese origin, which ascended to the throne in the 14th century. Uria, an Aragonese lineage with lordships and later connection to count titles, is related to the Counts of Aranda and other titles of the Aragonese nobility. Velasco, a very old Castilian lineage established in Burgos and the Cantabrian coast. The Velasco family held the position of constables of Castile and the Duchy of Frias. Zúñiga, a Navarrese Castilian lineage with branches that reach the greatness of Spain. The Dukes of Béjar belonged to the House of Zúñiga. And did you find your last name on this list? Do you know anyone with any of these last names? Leave us your opinion in the comment box. And that's all for today. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to this channel. I also invite you to turn on the notification bell so you get reminded when there's a new video. See you soon.